Nice. Hake is live, guys. I am on Periscope already. Mixer.com/The Hake Report. I see me. And Facebook.com/The Hake Report. And YouTube.com/The Hake Report. And soon to be D Live, hopefully. Hopefully. Guys, it is Monday, in the meantime, right? It is Monday, May 18th, 2020. Can you believe it? Yesterday was a fun show. Appreciate it, guys. I talked bad about the black leaders, fake black leaders, including Obama. I'm glad that Jesse Lee Peterson was able to cover more of that today. Shout out to Jesse and his producer, Nick, better known as. And I will be getting to your calls. It is 888-775-3773. Guys, if I'm on D Live yet, press 1, but I don't think you were going to be able to press 1. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it on, all right? I'm still streaming, trying to connect to Twitch, and I don't know if that's on already yet or not either. But reconnecting on D Live just to make sure we're going. And let me just pull up my stuff. Yes, I am on dlive.tv/The Hake Report. Thank you, everybody. So, I'm not going to waste any time. I think I'll go ahead and try to just get right into 11, clip 11, and watch this. This is going to be fun. And if the stream cuts out, bear with us, okay? I'll bring us back, and I'll play it. Don't stop, bring it all back. Da, 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 da. All right, let's do it.
Well, listen, the election's 176 days to be exact away. And listen, Biden loves this. Biden can't go out on stage without making some horrible blunder. I mean, even from his basement, he's making awful gaffes every single day. So his campaign's thrilled that he's not going out there. And they think they're taking away Donald Trump's greatest tool, which is being able to go into an arena and fill it with 50,000 people every single time, right? So they will, and you watch, they'll milk it every single day between now and November 3rd. And guess what? After November 3rd, coronavirus will magically all of a sudden go away and disappear, and everybody will be able to reopen. They're trying to deprive him of his greatest asset, which is the fact that the American people love him, the fact that he's relatable, the fact that he can go out there and draw massive crowds. Joe Biden can't get 10 people in a room. My father's getting 50,000 in a room, and they want to do everything they can to stop it. So make no mistake, to a lot of them, Janine, to a lot of them, this is a very cognizant strategy that they're trying to employ. It's no different than, again, the nonsense that they're trying to throw in the HOPE Act. It's no different than the mail-in voting that they want to do all these places. It's no different than wanting illegal immigrants to vote in our country. It is a cognizant strategy. And it's sad. And again, it's not going to be allowed to happen. We're going to win no.
So predictable. Am I right? So predictable. Guys, the stream cut out. I don't know at what point it cut out. F for Frank. Frankly, I love Eric Trump. 100% correct Eric Trump. Maybe at the tail end of the show. At the very end of this show today, let's replay that clip. How about? Yeah, just to let it sink in for you guys. So, I am back, guys, on YouTube, D Live, etc., and all that. Twitch seems to be coming in and out, but appreciate you guys following me on Twitch. But I'm mainly on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope. What's up, guys? Etc. So, let's go ahead and get started with this show. Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. And Skip says, that's okay, James. You don't need to play the clip again. I'll just play it at the end of the show because I think it's a good clip. I like it. But I appreciate that, Skip. Thank you, man. So, what you just heard was Eric Trump, son of the younger of the two main sons, older son, the younger of the two adult sons, let's say, of President Donald Trump, the blonde-haired one, who told what I think to be the truth about the situation with the coronavirus. And I love Eric Trump. I don't know him that well, but I love his quotes. And I got that footage from a clip on Drudge/Axios. And this is the headline from Axios. Eric Trump accuses Democrats of milking, and that's the word that he used, the coronavirus lockdown to win the election. In a Fox News clip with Judge Jeanine Pirro, all right? And I think he's right. Drudge/Washington Post via Laredo's LMT Online. Eric Trump claims coronavirus is a Democratic hoax, will magically vanish after the 2020 election. It's kind of a fake news headline because, he's using figures of speech, right? It's a fake news headline. The far-left Washington Post purposely misconstrues his comments, takes them literally when he means it figuratively, and they know better, but they're dishonest people. The Washington Compost, full of intellectuals and liberal intellectuals, which is one of the most dishonest kind. And by liberal, I mean extreme left, anti-Trump, anti-America, commie. That's what I mean by liberal nowadays, right? Eric Trump claimed Saturday that this is from the Washington Post. They're writing, right? Eric Trump claimed Saturday that the coronavirus will magically vanish after the November election and allow the country to fully reopen, an assertion that has no basis in science. Yeah, they like to hide behind so-called science, right? And is contradicted by health experts worldwide. So you can always shrug off liberal versions of science and liberal versions of experts, right? Even the commie mayor of New York, or if not the commie mayor, maybe one of his health guys, officials, has an innate distrust of experts, which I think is valid, right? You got to protect yourself, but also don't trust the experts. He said, this is a quote, the far-left Washington Post quotes Eric Trump. They think they are taking away Donald Trump's greatest tool, which is to be able to go out into an arena and fill it with 50,000 people every single time. The younger Trump said, you watch, they'll milk it every single day. Between now and November 3rd, and guess what? After November 3rd, coronavirus will magically, all of a sudden, go away and disappear, and everybody will be able to reopen. Interesting prediction. I think something to that effect is quite possible. The Biden campaign pushed back against Trump's comments, Eric Trump, that is, calling them unbelievably reckless, because these people think that the American people are so stupid they can't think for themselves, so they want to protect them from dangerous, independent thinking men like Eric Trump and Donald Trump. We're in the middle of the biggest, this is the Biden campaign speaking, a female woman. We're in the middle of the biggest public health emergency in a century, with almost 90,000 Americans dead. It's more than that now, supposedly, right? According to the news, which, do you know that's true? I don't know. 1.5 million infected and 36 million workers newly jobless. And that's thanks to people like them, the joblessness aspect of it. And honestly, the globalism is to thank or to blame for this pandemic anyways. We didn't have to be bringing in all these Europeans and Chinese and all these people. And then, so this is Biden Communications Director Kate Bedingfield in a statement, right? A liberal female. So for Eric Trump to claim that the coronavirus is a political hoax that will magically disappear is absolutely stunning and unbelievably reckless. Dumb. She also accused the Trump administration of being desperate to do whatever they can to throw up a smokescreen to try to conceal his historic mismanagement of the crisis. Doesn't have to be true, they just say it, right? Because a crisis automatically is going to have some bad things happening in it. So they can just blame it on Trump. And of course, because the government has never been, isn't even supposed to be handling stuff like this. They want to pretend that it's Trump's fault, right? Well, here's clip 12, Joel, from Mediaite. CNN's Jake Tapper confronts HHS, Health and Human Services, which is I don't trust them, right? Secretary Alex Azar, which is in the Trump administration. He was appointed, I think, by President Trump. But he's like a politically minded, politically correct, you're going to hear it, person on Eric Trump's coronavirus comments. But he doesn't, of course, name Eric Trump. And Tapper says, I know you know that's not true, about these Democrats trying to use it to hurt Trump. How do you know that's not true? Listen to this.
Let me ask you one last question. There's a lot of disinformation out there, as you know. Last night on cable, someone said that the shutdowns that the states have taken, the governors, are just an effort to hurt President Trump by preventing him from holding rallies. The same person said the day after Election Day, the virus will disappear. I know you know that's not true. What's your response to that?
I just think we need to have balanced, accurate information out there. That's all I and our public health leaders are trying to do, is to present the fact that we're now in a position where we can be reopening. We want to take safe and appropriate measures. The president has laid out very balanced criteria and approaches that he suggests states follow to do that. And that's the path. Then that's the path forward that we need to take. And I think hyperbolic rhetoric on any side is not appropriate. These aren't partisan issues. This is just health and economic welfare for our citizens.
Exactly. But you would agree that governors did not take these steps to shut down their states because they were trying to hurt President Trump. They were trying to protect the lives of their citizens.
I find that it's better not to try to impugn individuals' motives. The president, the vice president, and I have had superb working relationships with the governors across this country, from whether red state or blue state. We've all been working in partnership to try to help the American people, and we're going to keep doing that.
Have totally pure motives, want to save lives. Yeah, right. I don't buy that. Are we still streaming fine? D Live, I'm sorry. I see that we have a little bit of glitching. Did you guys catch that whole thing if the stream was fine? Dang it, what the heck? Yep, the stream went out. But we're back on. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. Ridiculous. What a mess. Yeah, the corona. We got to get people back to work so they get off the internet. We're assuming that that's what it is, right? I'm not necessarily assuming that, but what a mess. Well, I don't know at what point this thing cut out, this clip cut out, but basically Jake Tapper says, I know you know that's not true, referring to Eric Trump's comments that the Democrats are milking this to hurt the president and help their non-existent chances to win the election against President Trump. So it's so silly. How do you know that that's not true? What kind of journalist are you, Jake Tapper? Where's your scrutiny on the Democrats? Why don't you scrutinize them? Why do you assume that they have the best intentions? Reminds me of how they don't scrutinize the blacks when the blacks are, killed in confrontations. They just say, oh, supposedly hands up, don't shoot. Oh, he was just a jogger. Oh, blah, blah, blah. All these things. Streaming as no bueno, James. I'm sorry, lo siento. Perdóname. Mi corazón duele mucho. What a mess. I apologize for the messed up stream, guys. I don't like it either. But I'm still live, right? Am I live? What the heck? Hold on. D Live claims that it's on. I'm refreshing, and I don't see it going. Oh, no wonder. I'm in. Okay. Thank you. Shout out to Nicolas, for and Jesse Lee Peterson, honestly, for streaming my show on your channels. Congratulations. You're streaming the Hake Report. No wonder I don't see my diamonds. Sorry, guys, if I missed any of your diamonds. Dark Side of the Bear, what? Just donated. I didn't switch over. It's my fault. Partly this part is my fault. I didn't switch over after church with Jesse Lee Peterson back to the Hake Report. So I didn't realize. But Dark Side of the Bear What says, if the Lord is willing and the stream don't die. Yeah. And Hot Computer Smell says, back on. Yeah. Man, what a pain. Okay. So, Dark Side of the Bear What? Send me any diamonds and ninjaginis or whatever that took place before your diamond that I just read, please. Dark Side of the Bear What? Faithfully sends me the super chats from Jesse Lee Peterson's and my streams. Thank you. Shout out to her for that. Very helpful. By the way, is Patrice O'Neill Groiper still on there, or did you guys ban him? Just curious. Haven't seen or heard anything from him in a while. And I kind of like that guy. But I know that some of you guys had problems with him. Some of these guys just play too rough, and hopefully they don't take it personally. They shouldn't. That they get kicked off. I know a bunch of these guys like Salazam, Reprobata Mindset. A lot of them just seem to get themselves, especially Salazam. He's like the worst at getting himself kicked off. But still, I think they like us. But they just play too much. He's on your page, but not Jesse's. Thanks, man. I thank you, Dana. So, let's do this. So meanwhile, Jake Tapper. I pick on Jake Tapper a little bit because he pretends to be a fair-minded journalist, so-called journalist. He works for CNN, and, you know, sometimes we come across him trying to be fair and nice over the years, right? Even some conservatives have kind of liked him over the years. He may have a little bit of that Trump derangement syndrome. I almost said reprobata mindset, which is another word for it. But listen to this headline. Governors are hit with a flurry of legal challenges to their lockdowns. And what are these governors? Mostly Democrats. And RINOs, anti-Trump RINOs, right? And thank God for the legal battles. Honestly, I believe more in real-world fighting as opposed to courts. But I know that courts are important, too. It's a reality of life now. Unfortunately, these far-left liberal judges and sleazy lawyers and sleazy judges and sleazy juries in some cases even, or members of the jury, liberals, females, sometimes blacks, sometimes males, are make horrific decisions. They're not for what's right. They're not for America, but they show this big picture. This is the headline that's outside of either of the folders of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The plastic face, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just how I remember her. The Democrat from Michigan, connecting again. It says Mondays are the worst. Dang, what the heck? Okay, guys. I should be back online. How many downtimes is this? 3 or 4? Is this 4 stream breaks or 3? Usually 4. Wow. 4. Say. Oh, yeah. How do you say it in Chinese, you guys? Say guilo. Kill the die white ghost. If any of you guys are Lin Yan Chin, you know this language? Maybe I shouldn't say that. It's like cussing in another language. I don't know if it's bad. But anyways, guys, my stream keeps on breaking, but I'm not going to quit. I'm going to trudge along. Okay. So where was I? Governor Gretchen Whitmer. They talked about Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Really, Jake Tapper? Referencing Jake Tapper. Look at her. Looks like a horror movie. She shouldn't have done that. It's better to just have like an aging imperfect face, I think. You think that this woman is not motivated by spite and typical liberal female-minded overprotectiveness and hatred of the man, of the father, of the president, Trump? I think she is. And even if she's not, she's still destructive. These liberals are destructive. I told you guys yesterday on the Hake Report, Sunday on my show at the beginning, about this Drudge reported on this poll, right? Something like 70-something% of liberals are wearing their masks, right? Whereas it's like high 50s or 60s% of Republicans. There's a gap in the fear, let's call it, or the obedient, domesticated animalness of liberals versus conservatives. Conservatives instinctively distrust the government, whereas the liberals blindly trust the politically motivated, financially motivated, ideologically motivated so-called scientists. For example, with this climate change. I believe in science. No, you don't. You believe in politically motivated scientists, liberals, brainwashed liberals. You know, the extreme left has controlled the academia world and made it more dishonest over the decades. And so even so-called honest people can be sincerely brainwashed to believe their lies. Anyways, the picture caption of this woman reads, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer's administration on Friday defended her stay-at-home orders against a lawsuit brought by the GOP-controlled legislature. GOP is trying to bring at least a little bit of freedom to the country, to its state at least, over in Michigan. And of course this is about politics. You know this Alex Azar guy, he's the Secretary of Health and Human Services under Trump. And he said that it's not about politics, it's about protecting the people and stuff like that. No, man. I know you're trying to be nice and classy and politically correct, which I don't like that about you, Alex Azar. I don't trust any of Trump's administration except for Trump himself. And even then, you know, he could sometimes be a sucker. But he's really nobody's fool, I think, Trump. But of course it's about politics. The article says, this is Washington Post, the decision by Wisconsin's Supreme Court on Wednesday to toss Governor Tony Evers' statewide shelter-in-place order set off a scramble in cities across the state to impose their own local restrictions. Wow. So, you know, the cities are run by a bunch of liberals, too. That's why get involved in politics at the local level, people. Don't be shooting to try to take down Maxine Waters or, I mean, you can, but we have to be men in our own communities and families, too, first. Our own lives. Elsewhere, bars and restaurants shut down by the order declared themselves open for business. And thank God for that, right? At least they can, like, stay in business, right? And then I will be getting to your calls. Legal challenges continue to pile up across the country. Governors who extend their state shelter-in-place orders begin peeling back some restrictions. The plaintiffs are business owners, aggrieved private citizens, pastors, and in some cases, state legislators and legislatures. The target's almost always Democrat governors or their top health appointees, oppressive females, and oppressive female-minded liberal males. Already more than a dozen states across the country face lawsuits over their lockdown mandates. Not clear whether any will be successful, as a litigation filed by Wisconsin's Republican-led legislature. Shameful. Gavin Newsom facing more than a dozen lawsuits challenging everything from beach to business closures. Maine Governor Janet Mills, also a Democrat, sued by a coalition of business owners seeking to end that state's shelter-in-place order. The lone pair of Republican governors facing lawsuits, Maryland's Larry Hogan, he's fat, and he's a RINO, and he's married to an Asian. No offense to you white guys that are married to Asians. I could probably almost have fallen for that myself, right? But still, he's a liberal. He's a cuck. He's not a real Republican. Ohio's Mike DeWine is the other guy facing a lawsuit. They're saying reopening plans could potentially render pending lawsuits moot. What a mess. So thank you to Eric Trump for telling what I think is right. And shame on, well, I don't know if I want to say shame on Alex Azar, but he's being a politically correct kiss-up. And shame on Jake Tapper. Pretending to be fair-minded. Please. Okay. I got to get to some calls, and then I'm going to tell you guys, hopefully if I have time, I'm going to tell you guys a story. I took a walk the other day, went to the park, and it was fun. Got cussed at by a female, and had this, no doubt, well, I'm going to assume, liberal father of a young boy talking mess about me because I wasn't wearing my mask. I'm going to tell you about that. And hopefully, if I have time, I'll also tell you about this couple that got sick. Jeez. I told you about it in Hake News at the end of hour 1 today. I feel like the New York Post likes to clown on Christians with this virus thing. That's my impression. But this guy didn't think, he thought it was hysteria, which it is hysteria, but it's also a real disease. And it can mess you up, especially if you're not healthy to begin with. And this guy, you take one look at him, you knew he wasn't healthy. But he's a Christian, seems to have a good attitude, and by the way, he's married to a female reverend. Anyways, I'm going to get to that. But first, let me get to Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Rick, what's up?
Brother James, how you doing, my brother? Love you, man. Keep up the good work, man. What's going on?
Not much. It's good to hear from you, too.
You too, man. Shoot, I just want to get on here and say what I gotta say, man. Did you hear Maxine Waters just play the clip on her?
Yeah, that she's saying she's telling the blacks. Is she telling the blacks to stay their A words at home? Wow.
Yeah.
Unclassy. Very unladylike. Not that I'm surprised.
Yeah, called her Auntie Maxine. I said, I don't call her
Not
that.
mine. Yep.
You know, it's not mine. See, I'm like, if she's there for all her people, she should, even though if she's for the people not opening their businesses, say all people stay home, not just blacks.
You know, because she stays paid, she's rich, she's been in the government for ages. Jesse Lee Peterson has been talking about her, telling the truth about her, ever since he started Bond, it seems like. Or when, 1996 definitely, 97. What a mess.
You know, blacks, they can have their community run down, almost looking like third world nations.
Yep.
They will keep on electing the same do-nothing politicians, keep electing them.
Suckers.
And then sit there and blame the president for why their town is like that. It's a chain of command, man. You got your state,
Yep.
and then the state gives the cities their money they need, and from there on, the only way the state will intervene in a situation unless there's criminal activity going on. But other than that, once the state gives that city money, he let them run it.
Yeah. If you're black, and you vote Democrat, you're a sucker. If you vote Democrat,
exactly
you're
my
a sucker.
point.
You're evil.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't get it, man. And they don't figure it out. Even we was talking about too. Me and Nick, we were saying too. It's just like she's coming over there talking about just only blacks. If you care about all your people, you just say all people stay home.
Well, everybody knows that blacks are the only ones who still think that they respect Maxine Waters. I don't think anybody actually respects her or looks up to her or listens to her for advice.
You know what? You'd be surprised how many blacks do, though.
Yeah.
That I see, they like Maxine Waters. You're like, what has she told you to show you how to be financially independent?
She's been talking. You'll remember she was saying impeach 45 for like years before they actually did it, and they didn't have her speak when they announced the impeachment. They had her up front because she's black and she's a female and she's a disgusting person. So of course they had her up front when they announced it. But I don't think she spoke. I think that they wanted to keep her shut up. They said, "Shut your A word up." That's the Democrats to Maxine Waters, because they know that she's bad for politics because she's so unreasonable. Nobody thinks that she's a reasonable person.
Why don't any, it seems like I'm at the point, I don't like to say, but I'm gonna say saying blacks cannot think for themselves. When you're angry, I don't need nobody. Like even with the Georgia runner, they call that getting shot while jogging.
Right.
I'm like this.
Not even true.
They trying to say, he was going in that house several times, and he wasn't going there looking for Easter eggs.
Right.
I did. I'm a heat and air guy by trade, and when we go work at, especially in construction homes, we leave our tools there because we don't want to feel like keep bringing them back and forth.
Right.
We leave copper. And the AC stuff has copper.
Mm-hmm.
And most time when people come into new construction, they come in there for the metal.
Right.
Unfortunately.
And stuff had gone missing, reportedly, over the months. And this guy's been visiting there for months. They never caught him on camera stealing anything. But what's he doing in there all that time? And supposedly the homeowner had posted a no trespassing sign. Really? You go on there when it says no trespassing? Leary, and plus he was accused of stealing like a TV or something, shoplifting in 2018, which was a violation of his probation after a supposed guns charge. The media hasn't reported on it, and you Google his mugshot, or I don't know if that's him, the same person, because he has seemingly has a different last name, Avery instead of Arbery, but same first name. Looks like the same guy at age 19 when he evaded the cops and brought a gun to the gym, and the school resource officers spotted him. Allegedly, that's the same person, but the liberal media hasn't looked into it at all. They have zero scrutiny for the people that they pretend to sympathize with, which, they don't actually, because if they cared about blacks, they'd be like, you guys shouldn't be acting out like this. It'll get you killed. But they don't care about the blacks. They're just pretending to. What a mess,
if I was those two guys that shot Avery, I wouldn't show them my evidence until the day of court, because if they put their evidence out what they have, the media ain't going to do them but twist it. Yeah,
according to the lawyer there's a defense lawyer who leaked this information, this footage of the thing. He leaked it to the public in early May, right? Early May. But supposedly he claimed that the cops had this footage since day one. And isn't that good? And the person who took it was the guy who was following the McMichaels. So what a mess. And I see Marcus Jones in here.
Why did they take them so long to report it? They had the information. That's the only question I would want to know.
Report it? You talking about the show the footage?
Well, yeah, the police, when they got it, why did it take them so long to show it? I mean, what was going on? That's the only question
the police didn't show it. They never showed it. They kept it private.
Now, that's the problem. Say when somebody got killed, and that don't.
But honestly, man, it's not the public's business. They don't need to see that. It's like a graphic video. It's kind of disturbing to watch. You see this guy go and fight against a white man with a gun, which is a bad move, but he did it. And he got himself shot, and you see him go out and stumble in the streets. The defense lawyer who released it thought that it would help the white men, but it only, because people can't see clearly, it only hurt them. It got them arrested. Crazy, huh?
The thing too, and the crazy thing though, James, it's like, most black kids, they're so angry. They don't know how to de-escalate anything. Most time they wind up making it worse, and they lose their life. And most black kids do not know how to de-escalate anything. The only thing they do is add jet fuel to it.
Yeah, true,
and
man.
Then when they get shot, they go around saying, "Well, you should have been more patient."
Right.
Look, man, when you grabbing my gun, they teach you. I did corrections and physical security. We went to the same school. When somebody grab your gun, James, that's the automatic deadly force, because they get your gun. Yep. I'll guarantee you they're not going to ask you what brand of what kind of gun you got.
You never know. That guy could have. That's why you can't say that he was unarmed too.
That's right. He grabbed it and he hit him for. He was hitting his son. All his son was doing was trying to keep him from getting the gun.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate it, Rick. Thanks, man. Good to hear from you.
No problem, James. Love you, man. Me to take up all your time, brother.
No problem. Take care.
Keep up the good work. You too.
All right. Let me get to my second favorite caller, Earl from Michigan. What's up, Earl?
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, Mr. Baby Hitler.
How you doing, baby Farrakhan?
Fine, fine.
Nice. What's
You
up?
know, I disagree. Of course, you would know that a lot of your points of view that you stated Sunday, I disagree with. And
Yeah.
also,
So you don't think that
Bible go-to
Obama?
guy.
You don't think Obama is evil, an evil liar? You don't think LeBron James hates black people?
no.
You don't think
By the
Michelle?
way,
You don't think Michelle Obama treats Obama like a little boy and like a dog?
No. By the way,
Yeah. You don't think Al Sharpton is an idiot and evil for doing hands up, don't shoot, and it was proven that wasn't even true?
so that's still a question mark.
No, it's not a question mark. There is no proof.
By the way, that's why I disagree with a lot of things you say.
Uh-huh.
Are you do you down yourself an expert on blacks?
I'm getting to be.
Do blacks supposed to listen to who you call evil and who do you claim we should listen to
Yeah.
and follow?
Yeah, they
and
should.
whatever?
Yeah, they should listen up.
You a darn fool.
Why?
I kind of almost said the other word.
Well,
but
I appreciate you not
you're
saying the other word.
The
You a
sanctimonious
darn fool.
type of racist
Huh?
that you and the Bible go-to guy edifies. That's why you think we're your stepchildren, and you can give us advice on which way we should go, and you have no interest.
You said I think that you said that I think that blacks are my stepchildren and they have to follow my advice?
Yeah, you think you can advise us who we should talk to,
Yeah.
who we should listen to, who's black, who's not black, who talks black,
Uh-huh.
where blacks should live, who all these stereotypical white-wing racist attitudes that you exclaim.
Oh, please.
But we can go all day on that.
You should listen to me more. You should take heed to what I say.
I know. I know you would think that.
I know that.
Because you think, because you're white, you're superior.
No.
That's why I call it white superiority
Please.
complex.
You think that you're superior to me because you think that I'm so-called racist. You looking down on me.
No?
Yeah, you think you're judging me. You think you're
I'm not
superior.
looking down on you. I'm just stating the fact.
No, you're looking
the
down.
fact that you talk about blacks in a negative term and a
Because there's
subordinate
nothing
term,
positive to say about
and
Obama,
I pointed
LeBron
out
James, Michelle
because
Obama,
that's the
Al
fact.
Sharpton, Black Lives Matter, Benjamin Crump, and Lee Merritt. All those people are the scum of the earth, and you're dumb for listening to them.
Well, they're discovering the earth because you're a racist, hypocritic fool.
That's
You're ignorant.
that's dumb. You don't know what you're talking about.
But the other thing is, what the Bible guy touched on was so ridiculous, Sonny, that's an old racist talking point, probably before he was born, that if slavery and Jim Crow was so bad, blacks would go back to Africa.
Yeah.
Well, you think that's something new? You think he thought of that
I didn't say
himself?
it was something
He just
new.
came up with that?
The truth is not new. You're right, Earl.
Well, you know, a wise old teacher taught me
Oh gosh.
one thing about debating. People who have debating stances and
Huh?
they usually invoke truth and to validate their argument because they have nothing else.
They need
Anybody can say
they need
something
truth. They need
And
truth
then
to
when
validate
that
their
doesn't work,
argument.
They invoke God, which you do a lot. God taught me this. So
Yeah, because you
that's
say
the
says
weakest
who.
argument.
You say
that
says
people
who?
like you who have no stance on facts and so
You don't
forth,
know facts.
That's what you do. By the way,
What? You're just saying general stuff to try to criticize me because you can't debunk what I actually said.
I'm saying that when
Because
don't
you
have
know
nothing
that
to
you
say-
actually know that
say no,
Obama's evil and you're evil
your
for supporting
argument
him.
doesn't stand on its own volition. You
Volition?
got to say it's the
You
truth.
don't know that word.
Who can't say anything they say is the truth when it's not based in fact
It's based in reality.
or proof? or
You wouldn't
document?
know proof if it slapped you in the face. You still think hands up, don't shoot may have been true. What a dummy.
No.
Yes?
I'm saying
No, that's
the
dumb.
circumstances that produce that is suspect.
Please.
When Bob McCullough, the prosecuting attorney,
Hey.
interviewed 100 people,
Uh-huh.
and 10 people rarely have the same story
Uh-huh.
that can be proved beyond reasonable doubt, because
You're just
some people
filibustering to believe whatever you want. You're
stories
filibustering,
are a
Earl.
little different than the others. So
That's
when
no,
10 people
Earl.
can't agree
Earl.
on
Earl.
certain
Earl.
things, 100
Earl.
people gonna have a
Earl, can you hear me?
variance of,
I put him on hold. Hey, Earl, you're on hold. Nobody can hear you.
all the
Earl.
defense,
Can he hear me?
all the
Earl, you're being disrespectful again. I'm talking. You're supposed to be quiet when I talk. I was about to say the S-H-U-T-U-P word, but I'm nice today.
Did you push a button down?
Yeah, I pushed a button so that you be quiet. Because
Yeah, that's the only thing you can.
because you don't seem to not acknowledge that blacks lie frequently about so-called white on black crime. Frequently.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
You seem to not know that blacks lie frequently about so-called so-called white on black crime.
So the DOJ.
The DOJ debunked
Over
hands
and
up, don't
above
shoot.
what
And that was Eric Holder, the liberal,
criminal prosecutor,
the white-hating liberal.
Is not only do they have to
I
prove
gotta go, Earl. You're
that,
wasting time.
it was beyond a reasonable
You're
doubt.
filibustering.
They have to prove intent.
You're
So they
filibustering.
have to go another layer up. So there was no way.
I'm done, Earl. I gotta go.
100 people.
Hey, Earl, I put you on hold. This is boring. You're just talking mess. He's talking way back about the Michael Brown incident, trying to say that it's not reasonable doubt, and I don't know what he's talking about. It's boring, it's pathetic, and Earl, you need to grow up. See, he's still talking. Earl.
What? I can barely hear you. Talk up.
No, I am talking. I don't know. Maybe we need to get this looked at. Earl, can you hear me?
No, I can barely hear you. I can hear what you're asking.
I don't know, man. I gotta go though. Let's talk again.
Did you read the DOJ report?
Yeah, I read it, and it was dumb.
I read it.
The DOJ is liberal.
Read it too. Did you know it said?
I said I gotta go, Earl. I gotta go. Let's talk later.
They couldn't prove.
I said I gotta go. Let's talk later, Earl.
He raised his hand. There's no evidence.
Right.
Because it's based on,
But you still think it might be true.
He say.
I gotta go, Earl.
That's
I gotta go. Goodbye. He can't hear me. I don't know. Maybe we need to have this looked at. Or maybe Earl needs to get his ears checked. But sometimes, man, I am leery about the volume that we have going out. Sometimes people talk and talk and talk like they can't hear us. And especially if people are prone to talk over you, even though when they hear you talking, they're so disrespectful, they'll keep on talking. What a mess. So, Earl, I had to shut you up. I had to hang up on you. Sorry about that. But we'll have to see if we can turn up our output on the callers. So let us know if we're having any issues. You never know. The coronavirus, crazy. And, Anyways, man, Let me read a few super chats. Lin Yen Chin says, tell Joelle and Jesse Lee Peterson that I apologize for all that mess. It ate up too much time for so little financial compensation. I will limit my D-Live to biblical question response. Interesting. He gave a lot of super chats. Jesse Black doesn't see the is implied in the text of yo nice shirt. All right. Thank you. I think it's a nice shirt still. Jib Jab says, wait for it. Kevin Crater says, Marcus Jones wanted to know if he can make beats for your show. Fine. Yeah. Not just, we have very strict filtering process, though. If it's not good enough, it may not make the cut. But you're definitely welcome to try it and appreciate it. Alejandro Davila says, Hake the best, man. Thank you. Sion says, Maxine and Earl, power couple. Earl, man, normally I like to hear you say adios, amigo, but I had to hang up. You were just talking and yapping, and I was way past done. In fact, I told you I had to hang up, and you still went into your dumb point about this issue from 6 years ago. How computer smell? Says, time for some hake. Willie Palomino says, I used to like S Club 7 beta. S Club 7. That's what I was singing at the very beginning of the show. Ninja from UA. Thank you for the sticker with a hippopotamus. Great song. Joe says, Trump hake 2020. Ninja from UA says, game over with another hippopotamus. And Sion says, when Maxine speaks, she sounds like somebody is choking a chicken. Tyrone called her Maxine Wallace. Yeah, I remember that. Tyrone from somewhere. Jib Jab says, Earl, shut up. Laughing. How Computer Smell says, diamonds are forever, and so is this stream. Appreciate that. Yeah, what a mess. How Computer Smell says, oh, the diamond's gonna stay. Ludwig von Neon, Hake, you are becoming an expert on blacks. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's Racist Gave a Diamond. I've come to really like Earl's calls. Classic. Yeah, he's my second favorite caller. Hey. Very nice. Cool. I'm just looking at a piece of art. Okay, guys. Dang. Okay. Before I get to the rest of the calls, let me really quickly show these pictures of these guys, this couple that got sick. Just to show you the couple, all right? I read about this in Hake News, right? This is the couple that got sick. Big man and a pretty big woman. And she is not just graduated, as I misread. She's married to a reverend. And they both got sick. She got kind of like, he thought that she might even die. And she may still, I don't know. I don't know where they stand. But he talked to the media, and they were promoting him or promoting his story as somebody who thought this coronavirus thing was kind of a overblown crisis. He said, I'm honoring what our government, this is April 2nd, I'm honoring what our government says to do during this epidemic, but I do not fear this virus because I know that my God is bigger than this virus will ever be. Jesus is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Nice Christian man, right? But he's pretty, fat, and you got to take care of yourself. You got to. And, people are laughing about it. Yeah, and she's the reverend. He's married to a female so-called reverend. But he's not that liberal. But Erin is the female, his wife, who's sick. He says she may die, she may recover. And fortunately, I guess he recovered. Right on to him for recovering. They've been married 8 years or so. Oh, I lost my restream chat. But looking at his page, he looks like a Christian. I don't think he would lie about this, about having used to think that it was overblown. And I still think that's hysteria. Just because it's a real sickness doesn't mean it's not hysteria. Liberals get hysterical about everything. And there they are. You're seeing the man. They look like they're both pretty big, as in, they got to get healthier. He does, especially if he recovers. I think he is recovering. he's a former truck driver. I know it's tough for truck drivers to eat right and get their exercise properly. I read about his truck driver who used to get double meat on his Subway sandwiches, he would get a 6-inch sandwich, so he would eat fewer carbs but eat double meat, and they would, fill him up, and that way he wouldn't eat so much bread, and then he would learn some exercises that he could do right outside of his truck to stay healthy, because it's tough for some of these truckers. A lot of truckers listen to my show and Jesse's show. Stay healthy, guys, or get healthy. You can find ways. What's that? Ways. What's that mean? You mean
If you want to be.
That's true.
Right, yeah, you find ways to.
Yeah, you find ways to get healthy if you really want to. That's true. There's, it chalks up to excuses no matter what's going on. He thought it was hysteria. It is. But you also got to protect yourself. Don't be fat. He said that he maybe should have worn a mask and this is his fault. He thinks maybe he got his wife sick, but he thinks that she'll forgive him and God forgives him. Man, what a shame, huh? I don't know if he travels a lot or something because he's not a truck driver anymore. He's an Uber driver. And so maybe he's coming into contact with a lot of sketchy people, right? But the mask doesn't protect you. It protects the people from you. Wear a mask inside your house with your wife? Oh, you're both going to get it. Like Tom Hanks, the dumb liberal guy. Let me log back into my restream. I don't get what's going on. But I just lost my restream. And it's forcing me to do the CAPTCHA thing. Jeez, how many double checks are you going to make me do? Okay, so, crazy. Dang it. Let me take KT out of Washington, D.C. KT out of Washington, D.C. Great caller. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on? Hake, you need to extend this show at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is not right. This is not right.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just want to talk about, you know how you tend to learn. You tend to learn about the true identity of people, or the true side of people during tough times.
Yeah.
Not during good
times. Yeah, that's true. Yep.
And I love how this coronavirus has, lifted the veil off a lot of people. And I mean, let me preface what I'm about to say. I don't hate cops. I love cops, but I will never, ever support cops ever again.
What do you mean by never support them? What does that mean, to support
I mean,
them?
like in terms of donations, or, I used to have stickers on my car, just showing support,
Okay.
And I had to take them off, and, I'll never donate to cops ever again. But I mean,
and you're talking about their fraternal order of police, their fraternities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I don't hate them, but I'll never support them. Here's the thing.
All right.
I had a situation here with my son, right? I go to the store. I go to the store like almost every day. And, sometimes I go with my son, and, he's 2 years old. He's not within that age limit of wearing masks.
Yeah.
I always wear my mask. I always wear my mask when I go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
But, I used to have this one lady at this store that used to, harass me all the time, and my son. Like, hey, he has to wear a mask. Yeah. And I used to the first time I told her, hey, he's not of age. He can't wear a mask, blah, blah, blah. Just leave us alone.
Yeah.
She kept doing it every time. Every time I went to the store, she would do it. So one time I was like, you know what? Let me talk to the store manager. Store manager kind of dismissed me. And I was like, you know what? Let me call the cops. Let me call the police department and see what they're going to say. Because if I wasn't wearing a mask, the store would have called the cops on me.
Right.
So I'm going to call the cops on the store for harassing me and my son for wearing a mask, for not wearing a mask. And he's not even in within the age of wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So I call the police department. I speak to a sergeant, and he completely dismisses me, and is like, "Hey, don't go back to the store." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" No, I have to. This is the store close to my house. It's only 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not go back to the store just because of a mask. So I was like, you know what? Why don't you go and talk to the store and tell them to stop harassing me? And he was like, "Oh no, I can't do that." Blah blah blah. And during our conversation, I asked him, are these orders? Are they law? Or are they law or not? And he couldn't even answer that question. And I kept pressing him
Yeah.
until he just had it. And, he kind of had it with me. And he was like, "Okay, yes, they're laws. You have to follow them."
Uh-huh.
So that experience, and it's not the only experience I've witnessed from the police, from the police officers and, the law enforcement. I've seen other things happen to other people across the United States. And, some people will say, "Oh, it's only the bad ones, the bad apples." But what about the good ones? Why don't the good ones speak up? Why don't they come out and say, "Hey, these laws are not constitutional. These laws are against the law. They're not laws."
There's some sheriffs who are doing that. Aren't there sheriffs who are doing that?
Yes, that's my thing is there are very few sheriffs doing that. But I'm saying what happened to the other majority coming out? They came out and spoke out against Black Lives Matter. Pigs in a blanket. Cops were out here, speaking up and, going to communities, doing community engagement, kind of sucking up to Black Lives Matter. But, when it comes to these constitutional laws, they're out here enforcing them. They can't even speak up and say these laws are not laws.
Yeah. Well, I understand.
I just kind of.
I understand your frustration, man. And you can hear me fine, right? You're not like Earl.
Oh no.
I'm not on the quiet side for you.
No, you're good.
Yeah, it's the thing is, man. Like people, you calling the cops about the store people harassing you. It's gonna come off to some of the cops as like it sounds like you're being petty, complaining about this store harassing you. You know what I mean? You follow what I'm saying?
But this police department actually set up a snitch line for people to call, and this police department has received more than 400 calls from people calling about people not wearing masks or not social distancing. So man, you know what? Let me do the opposite thing.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Yeah.
But it's going to sound petty to them, and they're not going to want to deal with that, especially if they're in the D.C. area. I don't know. Maybe your part of town is nicer, but D.C. deals with like real crimes, serious crimes, and the politicians don't care.
Right.
So they're not going to want to deal with this petty stuff. And, a lot of cops are just trying to just do their jobs, I guess. And they're not going to want to make a stand. You heard about that one cop who was urging people not to follow these crazy guidelines of the coronavirus thing. And he got fired. Right. They see stories like these cops getting fired. They can see the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall is the insane people are winning, and they're going to win if you go up against them. So they don't want to, whether they're wrong for it, you can say they're wrong, but they don't want to go up against that. It's their job, You can't stand. It's going to be seen as politics rather than standing for what's right. And they can't stand up for politics at work, especially if you're a cop or a public employee, especially if you're a conservative, right? You can stand up for politics if you're a liberal. So I encourage you have some grace towards the cops still, man. But
here's the thing.
I gotta end this, KT. Let's talk again tomorrow if you can.
All right, cool.
Appreciate it, man.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for the story. Speaking of that, let me just real quickly read this thing. I took a walk in the park. Sorry, Art, Lynn, hot computer smell. I can't get to you guys, but I told you guys I went to the park. This dad, as I was walking by, the son says, he's not wearing a mask. And he's like, yeah. The father says, yeah, he doesn't care about anybody else. He only cares about himself. Whoa, what kind of a father teaches his son that? Talking like a mother. And then as soon as he finished talking, all loud so I could hear it behind me, right? Behind my back, literally. But so I could hear it. And then this woman, I'm also like socially distanced, right? And she's all something, effing mask. She's all mad. Luckily, I didn't look around and try to start a confrontation because it's not worth it. But it just shows people are getting nasty, kind of like what KT was saying. Let's play that Don Jr. clip one last time because it's such a beautiful clip. And with that, guys, appreciate it. thehakereport.com/show for my stuff. JesseLeePeterson.com/show for his stuff. But let's watch not Don Jr., Eric Trump Jr. one last time. And goodbye, guys. Thank you.
Well, listen, the election's 176 days to be exact away. And listen, Biden loves this. Biden can't go out on stage without making some horrible blunder. I mean, even from his basement, he's making awful gaffes every single day. So his campaign's thrilled that he's not going out there. And they think they're taking away Donald Trump's greatest tool, which is being able to go into an arena and fill it with 50,000 people every single time, right? So they will, and you watch, they'll milk it every single day between now and November 3rd. And guess what? After November 3rd, coronavirus will magically all of a sudden go away and disappear, and everybody will be able to reopen. They're trying to deprive him of his greatest asset, which is the fact that the American people love him, the fact that he's relatable, the fact that he can go out there and draw massive crowds. Joe Biden can't get 10 people in a room. My father's getting 50,000 in a room, and they want to do everything they can to stop it. So make no mistake, to a lot of them, Janine, to a lot of them, this is a very cognizant strategy that they're trying to employ. It's no different than, again, the nonsense that they're trying to throw in the HOPE Act. It's no different than the mail-in voting that they want to do all these places. It's no different than wanting illegal immigrants to vote in our country. It is a cognizant strategy, and it's sad. And again, it's not going to be allowed to happen. We're going to win in November.
Right on, Eric Trump. Lin Yen Chin gave a super chat and said, Earl is silly and amusing in his imagination, as is Maze, who is adorably... Whoa, that seems like too much of an attack. I don't even want to repeat that word. Dang. No, I can't say that, Lin Yen Chin. Saying that she's old, basically. Tell them that we all appreciate their mess. I think that Maze still has her faculties. Zeke Deputy says, love your work, preach forgiveness, the earth is flat. Thanks, man. Appreciate the super chats. Take care, guys. Bye.